Hi, welcome back to Simplicity in Peak channel, where we talk about real life situations, self-worth, and finding your voice in a world that constantly wants to silence it. And if you've ever felt like you had to really shrink yourself just for you to be accepted, then this message in this video is meant for you. Now, let's talk about the quiet betrayal that we commit against ourselves on a daily basis, which is shrinking. You had to dim your lights. You had to make yourself small so others can feel big, so that they will not feel intimidated, so that they will not walk away, so that they can accept you, so that they can love you, so that they can stay. And this makes you to laugh, to talk less, so they won't say you are loud. When you want to speak, you are mindful of your opinion because you don't want them to be hurt. And each time you do all these things to yourself, you are sending a message to yourself that you are not enough as you are. And this makes you to be careful when you smile, when you laugh, in your steps, in your movements, in your doings, everything you do, you are so careful and so conscious because you want to fit in. But what you don't know is that you are sending a strong message to yourself that you are not enough the way you are. Therefore, you need them to survive. And so, because you need them to survive, you had to settle for less than you truly deserve. I want us to talk about the root of shrinking. Shrinking came as a result of the training that we have, the mentality that we have been given, that we need to be loved and accepted by people around us. And so, if the people around us don't like the way we smile, if they don't like the way we talk, if they don't like the way we dress, we want to really please them by all means so that we can be in their good record, so they can accept us, so they can love us. And because of the mentality, the training that we have, that we need to prove ourselves for us to be accepted and loved, this makes us to be mindful of how we speak, to be mindful of how we laugh. We don't want them to say we are so loud, and so they don't like people that are loud, and so we have to be quiet. Because we need their acceptance and love. We don't dress the way we dress. We want to dress in a way that we can be accepted by them. Whatever we do, we want to do it so that we can be accepted by them because we are being trained, we are being brainwashed, and so our brain, our mind is set to always want to please them, to always want to be in their good record. But I want you to know that shrinking because you want to be loved and accepted by others really costs you. It costs you your happiness. It costs you love. It costs you your personality. It costs you your happiness, your freedom, because you want to please them. And so you do whatever it takes. You displease yourself just to please them. You say yes when you are supposed to say no, because if you say no, it will not be accepted by them. If you say no, they are going to walk away, and this makes you to say yes even when your answer should have been no. You are not free to air your opinion in anything. Why? Because your opinion might cost your relationship with them. It will make them not to accept you anymore. It will make them not to love you anymore. And so you reserve your opinion. You speak, you say less. And this is costing you your identity, because you are not living the life you want to live. You are living their life. You are living the way they want you to live, because the way they want you to live is the only way that can be accepted by them, is the only way that can make them to love you. And so you dump who you are, you dump your identity to be their identity. Choose wholeness instead of approval. Love yourself. Appreciate who you are. Be enough so that you will not need their approval. If you are enough just the way you are, you will say what you want to say. You will dress the way you want to dress. You will speak the way you want to speak. You will laugh the way you want to laugh. But when you need their approval, you will always want to smile the way they want you to smile, walk the way they want you to walk, do things the way they want you to do. And if you don't do it, they don't approve. How long can you live a life of approval? Be whole, be complete, have a new mentality that you are whole, and so you don't need them to be alive. You don't need them to be yourself. You don't need to give up yourself because of them. Be whole, be complete. Have a new mind shift, have a new mentality that you are complete the way you are. You don't need them to be attached to you, or you don't need to attach yourself to them before you can be complete. You are complete the way you are. I want you to choose completeness, wholeness, rather than you choosing approval. How can you stop shrinking? Because shrinking have really cost you a lot. It is not bad for you to want them to love you and accept you, but you don't have to shrink. And because the advantage is less compared to the disadvantage, you have to really stop shrinking for love. You really need to stop shrinking to be accepted. You really need to stop shrinking for you to be approved by them. And so, how can you stop shrinking? Notice the pattern. When you want to do when you start filtering your words, you know that you want to shrink. When you start counting your words, you know you want to shrink. When you are needing their approval, when it seems you are not comfortable when you want to speak, you know you want to shrink. When it's as if you need to lie, when you cannot say your truth because of them, you know you want to shrink. When you try to have this feeling that you need to do like this so they can like you, then you know you want to shrink. And so at that point, you really need to take note that yes, it's like I want to shrink. You need to come back to your senses and stop. And if it's something that you need to say it. If it's something you need to do, just do it. For you to stop shrinking, you really need to set boundaries. Make it clear. This is what I like. This I don't like. And stick to it. Don't be scared. It's your life. You have your dreams. You have your goals. Don't throw away who you are because of others. If you are not comfortable with anything, tell the person straight, politely, I don't like this. I don't want you to do it anymore. I am not comfortable with this. Say it. Set the boundaries, make it clear. Make them know that this is what you like, this you don't tolerate. And when you don't tolerate, you keep to it. You don't tolerate it today and next tomorrow you are tolerating. If you don't tolerate, you don't tolerate, and stick to that. Tell yourself daily that you do not need to earn love. Love should be natural. You don't have to work hard for you to be loved. You don't have to sell your identity for you to be loved. And so, if you are to earn the love before they will love you, know at that point you are going to shrink. And so, say no. If you don't like me the way I am, forget. If you don't like my kind of person, then forget about it. It is not everyone that must love and accept you. And that is why, if the person does not like the way you are, does not like the way you do things, does not like the way you smile, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you do things, then that person does not want you. And because you are enough, you just have to let go of that person. Simple as that. You are enough. If the person does not love your personality, then the person should stay away from you. Simple. You don't have to. You don't have to change the way you smile because the person don't like it. You don't have to change your steps because the person is not comfortable with it. You don't, because you are bold and the person is not comfortable with it. You don't have to train yourself to be a shy person just to fit in. No. You are enough. And if the person don't like your personality, the way you do things, let the person just leave you. It is very important that you surround yourself with safe people. Be with people that value you. Be with people that accept you for who you are. Be with people that want you to be yourself. You don't have to let go of your identity because you want them to accept you. If you don't want to shrink, if you want to stop shrinking, you need to attach yourself with people that are safe. People that appreciate you the way you are. People that accept you the way you are. Those are the people that should really be around you. And those are the people you should be close to or attach yourself with. There is a saying, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. Birds of the same feather, they say they flock together. Surround yourself with like minds, people that are like you. If you know that these people are not safe with you, you are not safe around them, then you don't have to be in their midst. You have to find like minds, people that are like you. Surround yourself with them so you won't shrink, so you will grow rather than shrinking. Since you are full and whole the way you are. You have to celebrate it, be happy. It's a thing of joy that you are whole, and so you don't need validation. You don't need to be attached to someone or people for you to be whole. And so you have to celebrate this. And because you are whole, wear what you like to wear. Speak the way you want to speak. Behave the way you are comfortable with. Move the way you want to move. Smile the way you want to smile. Act the way you want to act. It is your life. Your life is not conjoined. It is your life. And so live it to the fullest. Appreciate that God made you to be whole. You don't need someone else before you breathe. God gave you breath. You have your legs. You have your hands. It's not attached with somebody's own. Your body is not attached to somebody's body. And so, wear what you want to wear. Move the way you are comfortable with. My final words for you. I don't want you to shrink because of love. Do not shrink because you want to be accepted. What I want you to know, hear it from me. The people that you are shrinking for, they will never shrink for you. If you know what I'm saying. The people that you sell your dreams and goals because of them, they are not ready to do the same for you. So why do? Why will you give up your identity for someone that cannot do the same for you? They cannot do the same for you. That is why they want you to sell your identity for theirs. They felt they are whole. They felt they are supreme. They felt they are so important that you cannot do without them. And that is why they made you to always shrink. They will never sacrifice that much for you. In short, they won't. And so you really need to stop. Therefore, I want you to appreciate yourself. Don't dim your light for others. Don't live your life as if it is not your life. Your life is not borrowed, it is yours. If your life is called your life, then you don't need someone to tell you how to live it. Live your life the way you feel you should. And that is why we all have a conscience. We know what is good and what is bad. And so, since we have a conscience, we already know what is good and what is bad. And so, you don't need anyone. You don't need anyone to validate you. You don't need anyone to accept you before you should be comfortable with yourself. If someone is not comfortable with you, then the person should walk away. You don't have to shrink yourself. Be yourself. Be who you are. Appreciate yourself. It's your life, not theirs. Your life is not borrowed. It's your life. So live it to the fullest. Don't shrink. When you shrink, you suffer yourself. Because what you are doing to please them is what you are not comfortable with. When you want to say no, and because of them you say yes, your conscience pricks you. There is this unhappiness that will be in you. And so, you don't have to suffer yourself just because you want to be accepted by them, just because you want to be in their good record. I want you to be yourself. Here in Simplicity in Peace channel, We speak the truth and we use the truth to set ourselves free. My name is Dora Bob. I have other great content in this channel. If you have not watched them, I really want you to check them out and watch them. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you up in my next video.